Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Hit that like button again. Please hit the like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. What was I about to say? Before I get into the what we got going on as far as the tours, there was something I was about to say and I completely forgot. I'm 43 now. I'm 43 now, and I completely forgot. Anyway, just got back from Senegal. We had a great time in Senegal. Again, we had a great time in Senegal. Just got back. And guess what? We're heading to Nigeria next in August 3rd to the 12th. Then we're going to Zanzibar in September 21st to the 30th. Namibia and South Africa in November. That's November 8th through the 21st or 7th through the 21st. Then we are rolling, or the 20th. Let me just pull up the site. All right, please visit donfo.africa. Again, please visit donfo.africa to learn more. That would just be the best thing to do. Just pull up the site. So November 7th through the 18th. I'm sorry, November 7th to the 18th. We're going to Namibia and South Africa. So a 2-for-1er. So please visit donfo.africa to learn more in regards to where we are traveling to. Again, Oshun Festival in August 3rd to the 12th. Zanzibar in September 21st through the 30th. Then we are rolling to, and guys, this is my drone. Like, I got my drone together, everyone. I got my drone together, and I got some good shots with my drone. Yeah, I got some good shots with my drone. So that's that is what is going on, y'all. Love to have you. Come visit, come roll with us, come shop with us. And then, I'm sorry, Sierra Leone, December 20th through the 29th. Come roll with us, come shop with us, come have fun. If you're a Q, you can come holla and bark and party hop and walk all in the Indian Ocean with us, all that good stuff. So yeah, come and join us in East Africa, the east side, y'all. We're hitting up the east side this time. Then we going to the south. So we're hitting up the east side. Then we going to the south. You know what I mean? So come and roll. Yeah, the title is, I'm being sarcastic with the title. That's why at the end it says blah blah blah, because they're trying to scare us. And the fear mongering. I mean, Monisha, let me get into the topic. All right, y'all don't read the whole topic. After they come for brown people, they're coming for black people. Blah 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 blah. I was trying to be sarcastic, but y'all, I guess it's y'all taking it the wrong way. So I've seen on the news Trump has already launched his $5 million visa. Yeah, good. A lot of countries do that. A lot of countries have citizenship by investment. A lot of countries do. So that's nothing new. So $5 million, why not? $5 million, why not? Shout out to Kwame Mats, Nyame, Mental Hotel. Thank you for $1.99. Holla. Again, thank you for the $1.99. Holla. Let's jump into the topic. After they come for brown people, they are coming for black people. That's what we're being told. That's what we're being warned about. It's all fear mongering. It is all fear mongering. Is all because it's just for some reason black people. Well, we talked about that yesterday. There's yeah, black people. Y'all next. Next how? Next how? Next where? Where are they going to deport black Americans to? Again, where were they? Where are they going to deport black Americans to? Somebody tell me where. And why should black Americans get involved and be on the front lines and risk our safety and our freedom for people who aren't abiding by the law? Listen, I'm a citizen and resident of several countries. There are rules of immigration. There are rules you have to abide by in order to immigrate. If you do it illegally, no matter how long you've been in the country, no matter who invited you, no matter what job invited you, because that was the argument yesterday. Well, Dynas, it's the cheap labor. They're opening up the borders for the cheap labor. Okay, fine, but they still came illegally. And now you have a president who's saying the buck stops with me, if that's the correct saying. So why are you upset? Why are you mad? And then why are you trying to drag black people into this? No, black people stay home. Don't get involved in this. I don't care who you voted for. Pan-Africanism aligns with immigrants since when? I align with immigrants. My brothers from the Caribbean, my brothers from Africa. Yeah, I do. My Senegalese immigrants here in Atlanta, who some came via Nicaragua. Absolutely. So you're right. You're correct. Yes, I do. You're absolutely right. Lord, protect my Senegalese and Haitian and Jamaican and Caribbean and Nigerian, Sudanese. Please protect them, Lord. Please protect them. So there you go. I'm aligned now. There you go. But yeah, I just speaking of, this is not a black issue. This is not a black issue. The reason why, Haiti, for example, when they lost their, what is it called, TPS status? When the Haitians lost their TPS status, where was Maxine Waters, Jasmine Crockett, Karen Bass. Where were they? Where were they to bum rush immigration centers and call out and demand that Haitians not lose their TPS status? But when it comes to Latino, and when I say Latino, I mean non-black Latinos. Here comes Maxine Waters pulling up to the immigration detention ICE centers, demanding to bum rush the ICE center to demand what's going on inside, to see what's going on inside. And rightfully so, they slammed the door in her face. Right. And that's the thing. The African descendants in these Latino countries, not the ones that are passing, like the ones that can't go in and out of blackness. Those Afro Latino descendants, the ones that can't go in and out of blackness, how are they treated in these countries? They're treated like shit. So when I hear Pan Africans and other black people saying we need to partner with the oppressed, take note that black people in these Latino countries are on the bottom. That's who are truly oppressed, and that's who we align with. So there you go. The ones we see in the streets right now, they're not oppressed. They're not oppressed. The ones we see in the streets right now, burning American flags and waving Mexican flags, those aren't the oppressed ones. Those aren't the oppressed ones. The Afro Latinos in those countries, they're the oppressed ones. Those are the ones that are at the bottom. No, black people get it the worst. You said the descendants of the indigenous are treated like ish by the Spanish as well, but you are correct. Yeah, the black ones get it the worst. Period. They're at the bottom. So you're absolutely right. I am in solidarity with immigrants, Afro Latinos, my African brothers and sisters, my African Caribbean brothers and sisters. I am in solidarity with them because if this is about an oppression issue, if this is about holding hands and locking arms with the oppressed, those are the ones that have it the worst and the most oppressed, period. Period. Those are the ones who are truly oppressed. Period. But again, this is not a black issue. Even though I'm standing in solidarity with my Afro Latino brothers and sisters and blacks from the Caribbean and Africa, this is still not a black issue. This is a Latino issue, a non-African Latino issue, because if these were predominantly black people who are catching the brunt of this ICE situation, the Maxine Waters and them wouldn't care. We already see how they reacted towards black issues. Case in point, reparations. The reparations bill in California that got shut down. When it got shut down, where was Maxine Waters? Where was Karen Bass? Where was Jasmine Crockett? Where was Al Sharpton? Where were they? Nowhere to be found. I played the video yesterday of when Maxine Waters went to Skid Row. Skid Row has the highest homeless population in America. And I'm just going to go ahead and say the world. And it's majority black. Maxine, in fact, let me pull up the video. This is Maxine Waters. This is Maxine Waters. Let's see. Let me pull this up. Guys, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is Maxine Waters. Tells a group of homeless people to go home.
I want everybody to go home. And I want
We don't got no home. Okay. That's why we here.
Miss McKinney, Miss Waters, can you
Home we gonna go to?
just a moment. Nothing is going to happen here today. Nothing is going to happen anymore today.
So what about
But
all these names
what we
and
gonna
telephone
well,
numbers
that's
that
give
this lady can you see now? Working hard to help you.
That's why I'm here. And so I will be downtown with Lassa. I will get the housing authority. That's why they came out here today. I made them come out here. And I'm going to go.
And you need to know why they're failing, because Blanca Jimenez repeated, we gave her several meeting requests for you concerning this in Lhasa for years. And now they're sitting
There's
here.
nobody in Washington who works for their people in the corner than I do.
I believe
I don't
you.
want to hear that.
Nah, that's not true. That's not true. Don't believe her. Don't believe her.
Work with me so we can house people. That's what
I
I
do every day.
Congressman, we're just, in case you can't see, showing video of you.
And guys, this is from DC Shorts. They call the shorts. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's LA. LA has the largest homeless population because of the weather. Because of the weather. But I could be wrong, but I think it's I want to say it's LA. Guys, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, Blackfoot, don't feel guilty. Don't let these people gaslight you. Don't let these people shame you into protesting for this issue. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Again, after they come from, that's the argument. After they come from brown people, they're coming from black people, blah, 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 blah. Whenever somebody says that, you should interpret it like you do when you're watching the Peanuts. When you're watching Charlie Brown and the Peanuts, and they start, doing that bird talk or whatever. But this is not your fight. Why did all people of color support the BLM protest, Amir, you sucker? Because you guys needed to. Because you guys needed to. Because black people have been on the front line. Black people here in America for the past 400 years have taken on the burden of all minorities. So yeah, you needed to. We don't owe you guys nothing, Ping One. Black folks don't owe you guys nothing. And yes, you should have been on the front lines for the George Floyd protest. Thank you very much. And we don't owe you guys anything, period. But thank you. Thank you for being on the front lines for George Floyd. Thank you very much for your service. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But I appreciate it. Thank you. But again, don't let them do the play the, well, we was on the front lines for George Floyd guilt game. in order to guilt you into going out there to be on the front lines for this ICE issue. If you're here illegally, you gotta go. If you're here illegally and you get caught, it's what it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's what it is. And black people don't owe you nothing. I don't want to hear it. That's why this is all blah, 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 blah talk. Black people, they cannot deport us. We good. We are good, black folks. Nothing to worry about. Guys, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. Again, stop the fear mongering. Stop the fear mongering. Yeah. The Senegalese dude, the dude that does this. This guy, yeah, bring him back. Bring him back. They need to bring him back. Yeah, bring him back. Go ahead, Cuddy. Go ahead, Cuddy.
Oh, let me pause the other screen real quick. Big salute, Dinus.
Peace.
Big salute. Well, whenever everybody else for the panel pull up, big salute to the panel. I'm gonna make it quick.
Take your time, Cuddy. Take your time, Cuddy. Take your time.
Hey, well, I wanted to come in yesterday, but it was wide open yesterday. Boy, y'all was wide open yesterday. But yeah, the topic you hitting on the topic, bro. This ain't our fight. It's rules. Let me find out these people that went to America that made all this money and they can't pay their visa fees. Come on now. Yeah, you got different types of visas. But you know what it was? The Democrats let the reject immigrants in. The Republicans want the immigrants to come that can build something that can help the country prosper. But you know, them dirty South Democrats.
Hey, hold on. Time out, man. Sit up, man. Sit up, bro. You laying down. You know, it just look, but wicker.
Yeah, what are you trying to say? I didn't say shit. Like
I'm just saying, sit up.
Look.
Hey,
I'm just saying, sit up, man. You got the wicker situation in the background. You laid down, arms up, man, on your back, man. Come on, man. Just sit up, man. There you go. Thank you. You good now. You good. There you go. Thank you. Go ahead, Cuddy. Finish your saying, Cuddy.
If you don't want to say it, bro, I'm a world Assyrian, bro.
Like I was saying,
hey, look.
Hold on, tell man, we're gonna pass to you later. Oh, it's not your turn yet, tell man. We got hold on. Go ahead, Cuddy. Go ahead, Cuddy.
Yeah, like I was saying, but yeah, this ain't our fight, man. The dirty South Democrats let the rejects in. It's over what? It's over 11 million undocumented, right? I think it's like over 11 million, you know, and then they cousin, which is 40 million. So that make them 50 million. If they got they reject cousins here, you know, so the rejects is what America don't need because we got enough American rejects already. So get rid of them rejects, you know, let everybody who be traveling around the world to go to school, to do business, like you say, immigrate. Visa fees. We got to pay these fees. That's just how the game go. So that ain't our fight. We don't need to get in that because them folk can't pay their visa fees. They coming here making all this money. Can't pay their dues. You know, when you travel around the world, you gotta be able to pay your dues to work and move around in that country. Just like I'm in Burkina Faso, I still got to pay my fees, pay my dues, but I got business going on. That's part of a business visa. Like I said, you got different types of visas. So you know, when people don't travel, that's why our community need people like us, Dinus, because we travel. Because a lot, you know, the average Black American, they not thinking. They're like, oh, them my people. Oh man, I might need to sit down on this one because yeah, this ain't. I might go out there get in some trouble and catch a Fed charge out there messing with y'all.
Right, exactly.
Because you know the federal laws are a little different. You know, it is a loophole where people can be deported. They might not name it deportation, but that's why Mark Rubio went to South America to sign all these deals with these prisons. So when the prisons here fill up, they gonna send their people back, and any big criminals we don't want, we gonna send them down there. So that's what, Big U and them better be praying on, because they
Nah, we
falling that
can't do
for.
that. That's not
They can't.
constitutional.
They've been doing it. They can do it, and they will do it now, bro. Trust me. They will. The feds will get you missing. Yeah, the feds will get you missing, bro. You can ask anybody that's been to the federal penitentiary, and the feds keep you moving around. You don't
Yeah, they
stay
get
in
you
one
missing
prison.
right here in America, though.
Yeah, I'm talking
They'll
about
put
in
you in the
America.
mountains. I agree with that, but they're not gonna send you to another country.
Man,
That's
they
not
will.
constitutional.
It don't matter, bro. That's federal. Federal work a little different.
But wait, I do want to say
It's a
this again real
loophole.
quick. I do want to say this again real quick, right? Because as a black man,
Hold on,
right?
bro. I ain't finished yet. I'm gonna land my plane. Hold on. I ain't finished yet. We got plenty of time. We ain't going nowhere. But with that being said, there is loopholes. They might not say deportation, but they could get you missing. Just put it like that. So stay out of this, black folk. The gun always gonna be pointed at our head. So keep your heads on a swivel. Stay out of that mess. Matter of fact, at this point in time, we need to be using this to our advantage, because while their attention is on them, this is our time to come up. And ain't no telling how much time that's gonna be. After Saturday, might not be no America.
That's a good
It might be
transition.
straight chaos. Nah, it's
That's a good
2,000
transition into
protests.
what I wanted to
It's
say.
2,000 protests scheduled for Saturday, bro. Go Google this. It's 2,000 protests all over the country. They bringing all 40 million out. The Democrats don't put the call in. Yeah, time for y'all to activate.
Like Voltron.
And they being paid, bro. So this is
Now,
set up by design. This not just happening just cause. This is a setup. What you watching is the Democrats and Republicans going through an in-house civil war, man. That's
All right,
what
go
you're
ahead.
watching right now.
Let me pass the Willie. Go ahead, Willie.
Yeah, and I'm gonna land.
so yeah, like to the point you made about how this could possibly be an opportunity. I am sympathetic as a black man to those children whose mothers and fathers may have been deported. So if your family own a food truck, let your abuelita know I'm willing to pay pennies on the dollar to buy some of those food trucks. I need about 3 of them. All right. This might potentially be an opportunity. All right. If y'all can't, if mommy and daddy got deported, hey, I'm here for you. But I'm gonna pay pennies on the dollar for it.
Nah, let
But
me get that. I'll pay what you want. What you mean? Pennies on the dollar. Why you trying to play yourself, bro?
I'm being real. No, I'm saying I'm willing to buy it at a discount, right? Because now there's nobody to work the food truck. Now y'all need legal fees. Hey, listen, I'll pay 50 cents on the dollar for those food trucks. That's the opportunity that I want to get involved in. But as far as this being our issue, no. It absolutely is not our issue. Like I've said before, the Latino community was very vocal in voting down a number of reparations bills, right? In Cali, they were saying, well, we weren't even here during slavery, so why should we have to pay? Fair enough, right? But ICE ain't coming for me. So why should I go get shot with a rubber bullet? Now, this ain't my fight. In America, if you want to do certain things, you have to deal with the repercussions, right? We wanted our civil rights. We wanted our freedom. We had to deal with the dogs. This is your fight. You get what I'm saying? But they keep making the conversation about why black people aren't getting involved. It's so insulting because you're not asking any other demographic, right? Why they aren't getting involved. And so when you say they may come for us next, after the brown, the black is going to be next, it's so unbelievably insulting because they've been coming for us yesterday, today, and tomorrow. They're coming for us in the now. We ain't worried about next. We've been dealing with them. So, yeah, any Spanish kids with food trucks, the family going through something, 50 cents on the dollar. I'm willing to pay. And I'm going to land there.
All right, go ahead, Rokoya.
Greetings to everyone again. I just wanted to come in and say that as much as I can hear the logic of most Black people saying this isn't our fight, and indeed on some level it isn't. I'm always wondering about, so what after? What after? What happens when all these immigrants are gone? How are we Black people in general positioning ourselves to take advantage of all the upheavals and the social movements that will occur? I mean, when I mean social movement, talking about the demographic shifts and people, having to move into certain positions and all that. Are we prepared? Because I'm
Food
afraid
trucks.
that I heard that. That was funny.
I'm
But
selling
what I'm
woke
afraid of
tacos.
is well, hey, and more stuff. But anyway, let's be honest as people, right? Because a lot of the angst that people are responding to has been the deterioration of the economy, and jobs and all that moved away from this country, and so it became easy to target people who are lower than you and see them as being the threat. And the I think both parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, have played this immigration thing to their advantage as best as they could, looking at the numbers move and all that. But as Black people, we're always behind the able. We're always reacting rather than being proactive about something. These jobs that are coming are high-tech jobs. These are, I mean, robotics have taken away a lot of the need for labor, and we are very excited about calling ourselves labor. We are the labor force of America, and nobody is paying for labor anymore. The labor force has moved to Africa and South America, and even those people are moving away. So what are we doing? Responding to these things. It's one thing to march out all these brown people. I came to America as an immigrant. I did it the right way. I came as a student, and I, stayed around and all that. But there was a time that I was illegal too. I had overstayed my visa until I was able to get it. I mean, let's be frank. The truth of the matter is, a lot of people who are being called illegal aliens. Yesterday, I tried to talk about it and I was shut down. Most people who come into this country and become illegal are people who come the right way. They're walking through your airports and getting visas. Many of them are coming from Europe, Eastern Europe. They come as students, they come as H1 visa holders, and they don't leave after their terms. And the establishment is happy about it. They don't want them to go. They want them here to work. So you see the one that is played on the TV. You see the one that they try to sensationalize. People coming out on Mexico trying to get here. Those are the poor of the poor. That's the dirt. That's the people that come here and work and do the jobs you guys don't want to do. And now that they're gone, let's see who's going to do it. So please, I'm not saying we should be out in the street. Let's be strategic. I'm talking about Black people in America, Black people in Africa, everywhere, because I don't differentiate. We need to have a plan. And the plan is what happens. America is going through a shift. America is squibbling. It's not going to end up where it is. What are we going to do? And on this, I yield. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Go ahead, CD.
Hey, Dennis, let me talk next. I'm in a conference call. But
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Tamat. Tamat, go ahead. Tamat, you up next. Okay, he's not serious. All right, guys. Links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. Go ahead, Cuddy.
I want to catch the alley from the madam that was just speaking. She right, but things may happen where you may overstay your visa, and the money is good in America, especially when it used to be where you get more dollars and where you could send it home. So what the Latin community really doing is making it hot for the other immigrants. I just realized that she brought that to my attention. So all the Africans that's there legally and everybody who's there legally that's not Latin, boy, the Latin people making it hot for y'all.
Yeah, and Cuddy, I'm glad you said that because they're very entitled out in the open. Meanwhile, like the Senegalese and all that, they go to work, they chill, they ain't walking around with their Senegalese flags or Yeah, no, you're right. Let me bring out Tamat. Go ahead, Tamat.
So look, I'm one with my ancestors. I don't care about none of this Neanderthal bubble you talk about. Elon Musk is an African. You all are one Neanderthalic family. I need smoke for all the destiny soul harvesting that you try to do upon my people. You come here with Babylonian Babel magic. I'm not black. Black is a void. My people are not black. We are copper electricity holders of the red light. You're food. You are food for Assyrian pine trees. I don't care about no money. This is the land. I got mounds here. I work pine. Look, I don't even gotta say, hop into that abysmal water and we're gonna really see who does it and really see who got it. We're gonna really see who's chaotic because I'm ready. Like, and this is for real. Every single African that cosplayed as an indigenous copper American Indian, you are food. I don't care. I don't care about just who you're food. You're going to be fed to Azra. That's
How
it.
am I food?
Hey, look, I don't care. I said what I
I'm a
said. It is
citizen
what it is.
Who is
of
Azura?
African descent. I'm a citizen. I'm a child of slavery, right? How am I food? Because I'm not
Who's
none of that
Azura, though?
swarthy copper tone, none of that stuff you talking about. That's not me. I am of African descent. Long time ago. But I know who I am. So all of that Aboriginal stuff, like, that's crazy.
Okay,
Hey,
let me.
oh, my fault.
No, go ahead, Cuddy. I'm gonna pass it to Afro. Go ahead, Cuddy.
I just want to speak on the Tamak guy. He African too. He just a little too spiritual. He ain't his wires ain't connected all the way yet. But I feel him though. But it ain't everything ain't added up to him yet. He confused.
All right, Cuddy, if you
But
say
he
that,
look
I
like
trust
some of the
you,
dudes
Cuddy.
out here where I'm at. So yeah,
Cuddy,
he
if you
African
say
too.
that, I trust you.
Yeah.
You my comrade.
Yeah. Salute to you, bro. But yeah, his wires ain't connected. He's spiritual, but it ain't all the way connected to him yet. I feel him though.
Okay, all right. Let me pass it to Afro. Go ahead, Afro. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, yeah. So I want to know why are people saying that Latinos are asking blacks to help them in these protests when you only have like maybe a handful, maybe 5 videos of Latinos asking for assistance. The majority of Latinos are not asking blacks anything. So why you guys keep saying that?
Go ahead, Cuddy.
The news, that's all I see. The news saying that. So whatever the news say, that's what the narrative gonna be. I've seen a
we
couple
watched
videos.
the Zoom call with Biden.
Yeah, that too. But I've seen
call.
a couple of videos where they were, downplaying us. Really, you know what got me the most upset? They vandalized Kobe Bryant and Gigi mural. That's what got me the most mad. How dare them? Round them up, Trump. Yeah, round them up.
Let me bring
with that.
Bring me back.
Go ahead, Tamar. Go ahead, man.
Look, I'm not your friend, bro. Stop all that rah-rah shit. I know how y'all niggas get down, bro. Hey, look.
Yo, time out. Let me stop you. Time out. Let me go talk to you. Time out. You can't say the N-word. It's a $10 fine.
That was
a $10 fine.
Hey, look, I'm gonna need you first. But I got power. Like that real, and I know what's up, bro. Look, everything you did in dark, all that mush mouth babble. When you took the hair, which is a part of the indigenous tree, and you did root magic on my women and have them running like bobblehead chickens, I know what y'all did. And guess what? Your food. See, I know the law of the water. See, I'm a Syrian. I'm not no nigga. I'm not no African American. All right? Every single cobra coil, which is on top of the head of the tree, the crown that you did a magic on, all the mothers.
No. Hey, Cuddy. Hold on. Cuddy. He geeked up. Cuddy.
Yeah, he geeked up.
I can see his eye. He geeked up. Nah, he geeked
you
up.
You see
for
his
real.
mouth?
I see his eyes. His eyeball. Yeah, he geeked up.
Hey, the mouth did it for me. The mouth did it.
I saw his eyeballs. I got her, but he geeked up. Brother, get some help. Talking about get some help, bro. Get some help. Like for real, get some help. He geeked. Nah, guys, this is serious. He's geeked up on that booger sugar or that fentanyl. Yeah, he geeked up. I saw his eyes. He geeked up, bro. That's not, usually, I let the aboriginals who listen. This is an open platform. You're more than welcome to come on and speak what you want to say what you want to say. I'm a little too liberal when it comes to allowing people to say what they want to say, but that is definitely drug influence and not just weed. I could tell when I saw his eyeballs and I was like, okay, yeah, he on that booger sugar.
I was for sure. But
Yeah,
when I
so
see
that
him,
when you start, so Cuddy, when you start doing this, I'm like, yeah, he on that, he on that.
yeah, he on that. He
Yeah,
on that.
Yeah.
I see it in his eyes too, but when I seen that mouth, I said, "Oh man,
Yeah, that's
he on
how when I'm in Atlanta and I run into more to them and the Jays be under the bridge. That's what they be doing when they be walking around the mouth. I know exactly what you're talking about. He geeked up. Yeah. Dang, man, somebody get that brother help. I hate it, man. Because it's just not. But seriously, so in the mornings, I sometimes I go for a run, like a 5 or 6 mile run here in Atlanta, and you should just see the conditions of our people, man. Just they
dope
just be
fiend.
geeked up, the doped up, and the whole mouth thing. That's what they be doing.
See, those the people that's supposed to be cleaning the bathrooms that the Mexicans got the jobs.
Yeah, man. Yeah. His pupils were dilated like hell. I'm like, oh man, he geeked up, man.
Yeah.
God damn, he geeked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang,
yeah,
guys. So yeah, it's sad. But links are in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. If you guys want to call in and add to the conversation, you guys are more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. But Cuddy, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
But when they be geeked up, they sound so intelligent though. Why?
Until you let them talk too long, they'll always say something to throw you off. You be like, damn, you was sounding good. Man, now you done went all the way to left field. I don't know. Like I had one dope fiend that, I used to deal with, preacher. Preach the word.
Mm-hmm.
Until he be talking about, yeah, if God wouldn't have put this here for me to do it, I wouldn't do it. I say, what? You was sounding good speaking the word, almost had me ready to give the game up, and now you done said that.
Oh,
so yeah, they be sounding good, bro. Until you let them talk too long, they always find a way to shoot themselves in the foot.
Oh Lord! But guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. City, you ready, City? Oh, go ahead, Willie.
Then another thing they never bring up, they never talk about Latinos for Trump, right? Like, we saw the Latino vote grow for the Republicans this last election in leaps and bounds. So you guys voted for this. And a lot of the time, it's Latinos in those border cities. I'm here. And I don't need all the rest of y'all coming in here tearing stuff up. No, Trump, lock the doors.
Hey, bro, you know what I noticed too? A lot of them good old boys with the platforms, they've been quiet. They haven't been talking too regular. I say, man, they getting deputized. They not saying, they not going to say too much. They just getting prepared. Like the dude said on the news that, because, they've been arresting people for the Molotov cocktails. And he said they only got 6,000 ICE agents and they got to arrest over, 11 million people?
Yeah.
Man, that was the message going out. It's time for the militias, the white militias, to get deputized. Because I noticed they haven't even been saying nothing. They've been talking about Russia and Ukraine. I say, yeah, they out there getting deputized. They getting ready, bro. So as black folk, this is the type of things we got to pay attention to. So while their attention is focused on the Migos, because they know the Migos gonna mess around and start busting, because they got cartel money coming in. You think the cartels ain't sending that money, man? Yeah, start crank that up so we can get this border back open. They messing up our bread.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm saying black folk have immigration fatigue, right? The world has black fatigue now, right? All right, well, cool.
Hey, Willie, we could barely hear you, man. You're on your Obama phone, bro. I don't know if you got it on Bluetooth, your Obama Bluetooth for speaker, or you're on your Obama phone kicked in. We know you love Obama.
The cartels and the Democrats, they working together, bro. The people that run the
Lumumba
cartels right now are ex-military. That's why they knocked out all the big leaders, the Chapo Guzmans and all that, so they could place their own people to run the pipeline. See, the people like Lindsey Graham is the ones that get the good work. And it's the black community that's getting the work mixed with the fentanyl that got us all thrown off. Because when the dope fiends, just like what Boosie said, that was the realest
Daniels,
thing I
I'm ready
ever
to
heard
go.
Boosie say. He say the dope fiends from back in the day they wasn't dying, but now they dying. Kids, come on, bro. This is a setup, and that's another thing that got our community thrown off. The dope fiend, we finked out, man. A lot of our people finked out. Just think about it. Every black family, you probably got 2 or 3 college graduates that's doing something.
Hey,
Maybe
Daniels.
3.
Go ahead, CD.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was on a conference call. I work from home. So, but anyway, I just want to get my view on it, from the African perspective. I think deporting, I'm sorry that some Africans will be deported, specifically the ones that just came recently. They have no reason of coming at this time. You know, when I was living 20 years ago, people's life was not improved to this level in Africa. And now things have improved a lot. So it's because of social media. Social media causing a lot of trouble for most of these kids that come from West Africa specifically. And the ones then that I know, they don't come from poor family at all. In order for you to come here today, they probably spending $15,000 to get here. Either they steal money from their parents, or they sell parents' property, or they take money away from their brothers. Oh, I know one of my friends, he has property in Conakry, Guinea Conakry. So the guy that was managing his property, he took $40,000 from him, right? He collected all his rent. He came here, right? So how long is it going to take him to get our $40,000 back, right? And most of them too from French-speaking country. In order for you to adjust in America, it will take you from some years. So they have no reason of coming here at this time. You know, it's not like when I was coming 20 years ago. I came from Liberia, then I came to Sierra Leone, went to Njala University, and then war broke out in Sierra Leone. Then I came to Freetown, went to APAM. So there were my whole accounting career started. So they have no reason of coming here. They come here because either for social media or just, don't want to work hard back home at this time. You will find out that when they come, most of them regret. They have regretted a lot. I know most of them that have regretted. They have no reason of coming here. They roaming around the street in New York, specifically in Harlem. They have no place to go. Or either if they have place to go, the work that they're doing is below their level, right? And they were doing fine back home. So with the perspective from the Spanish, the Latino, look what they're doing to Black people. When you look at the Black population in LA, it's decreasing compared to the Latino. They're taking, over the Black people. And whatever we minimize Black power, I'm totally against that. Whether you African or African American. So yeah, I support Trump 100%, and I hope he's going to continue forever. The Democrats, they are only stopping him because of political reason. They just want to get a vote, right? That's all they doing all of these. But I support Trump. I didn't vote for Trump. I voted for Kamala Harris, but I support him 100%. And I regretted why I didn't even vote for Trump. If I knew that he was going to do all of these, I could vote for him. But thank you.
Go ahead, 1,000%. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, what's good, boys? How you feeling, man?
Good.
Shout out to Dennis and the platform. Uh, I agree with the guy to a certain degree, but just the guy that came on before him that looked like he on drugs or he possessed by a demon. It shows you that there's a drug epidemic going on in America, and some of those workers are needed in America, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. Although I voted for Trump, I feel like he was only talking about, or primarily during his campaign, criminals, drug dealers, people like that were illegal was going to get deported. Some of the people he's snatching up are people that are working people who's actually contributing to America. If you come to Philly, you come to different parts of America, the Midwest, stuff like that. There's a drug epidemic, and there's individuals who are strung out in workers' age, 30, 40, just like that guy that came up. So although he's right, some of these people that came may not understand that some of the propaganda that they're being fed about America is fictional in terms of like, the land of milk and honey. Some of these people are doing better back home or whatever, or they could have utilized the money that they spent to come here to do something somewhere else in a different region in their own nation. The the fact is that they're already here. They spent the money. There's a lack of certain workers in certain regions in the world. Maybe not in your city, but in other cities, there's a drug epidemic going on. Opioids, uh, different shit these people shooting up in their bodies. And the age demographic is not old, it's like young, 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds. So many people strung out. So my question to you, and then yeah, so my question to you is, how do you feel that um there's a semi a need for those some of those immigrants, not all of them. And two, with the shifting of the what he said in his campaign to what he is doing now, is it concerning to you, panel, Dinus, and everybody? What is
I'm
your view?
gonna pass it to T. T can answer that. Go ahead, T.
Yeah, man. I honestly, I was kind of low key paying attention to not, but no, nothing, none of this is concerning me. I don't even know why it would be concerning to us as Black people. I still think, like I said yesterday, because we see quote unquote brown people fighting against white people, and a lot of us are programmed to automatically view the right as racist and the loving left-leaning liberal who panders to us like we're little kids, but then pass policies that hurt us, hurt our families, destroying our social structure, put out the worst propaganda of Black people. They're the ones who funds the sexy reds, the hip hop, all these Black degenerate stuff on TV. Most of that is funded by white liberals. We see them as our allies. So we don't. So when we see the brown man fighting the conservative, we get incensed, we get riled up. We need to join forces with them. That's why a lot of these Black people care about it. Unfortunately, it's just because they are brainwashed to automatically hate conservatives. And to be honest, if I was a white supremacist, especially if I was a left leaning white supremacist, I would love this because I know that no matter what I do, the Black community is always going to fight for whatever agenda I push, even if it hurts them, because they're so fearful of the white conservative. Even none of these Negroes can tell you who's been killed by the KKK yet. Yet they're still talking about the KKK. Nobody can even tell you where they even seen the KKK. And let me tell you something. I live in Texas. I still have not seen a card-carrying KKK White Hood member ever. None of the Black folks here can tell you when's the last time they saw a KKK or someone ride up on them and burn down their homes. So, we got to get out this delusion that there's some Black and brown alliance and we're going to form a unit like Voltron and kill the white man. That's not going to happen. The brown people are going to come over here and stomp your ass. That's what's going to happen. They don't care about you. They're not going to march and protest for you. They don't use any economic power to benefit you. You can go to the little brown meetings and you're not even mentioned. You know what I'm saying? That when Black Lives Matter happened, they're not coming out in these droves. It was done by Black people and a bunch of white liberals. And I honestly think those white liberals was just rallying Black folks up to destroy their own neighborhoods. But that's a different story. But the they're not coming out to defend the fight. So no, we don't care about Trump getting rid of these illegals. And to be honest, if let's say hypothetically we do need some, let's say there are some fields that Americans won't work. Hypothetically, we can figure that out. Once we get a dent, get a control of this unfeathered illegal immigration, then yeah, if there's a situation where we do need people, then we can figure that out. But right now, something extreme has to be done, and I'm in full support. And no, just to answer your question, Dinus, the question: this is not going to happen to Black people. This is a fear tactic to be honest. I think by the white liberal to get the black man to be stupid and go out in the front lines. And I promise you, if any of these Negroes get shot by the Marines being stupid, protesting for illegal immigrants, it serves you right.
All right, go ahead, Yamoja.
Hi, Dinus and the
Hey.
panel. Thanks for having me. Just really quickly, as it relates to the title, um, you know, if slavery, Jim Crow, and the civil rights movement isn't enough for people to understand that we have been under attack, this is a great opportunity for people to educate themselves on the MOVE organization that was bombed in the 80s, a Black liberation uh, commu- community and organization that was decimated. Women and children were bombed. So these people that are being picked up for being here illegally have it easy because they're just being handcuffed. They killed us and decimated about 50, 60 houses within a perimeter of the property because they wanted the people out of it. So talking about we're next, we've been on the chopping block. There are plenty of opportunities for you to educate yourself on the plight of Black Americans. So whatever happens after this won't be any different than what we've been dealing with. It is an opportunity for us to get ourselves together and demand some of this funds for small businesses and minority enterprises that has been going for them because they don't have to prove citizenship. I'm in one of the cities where I'm in LA, where the protests and all that is happening and the detainments are happening. It's time for us to clean up these cities and get things right so that we can see what's the true unemployment rate, because there's disparity. We're always at the top of at the height of unemployment rates. So we need to get things right so that we can get fair wages paid and we can take over some of these business opportunities and these jobs. But we've been on the chopping block, and it's disingenuous to come on these lives and talk about we're next, as if you're not standing in this country and understanding that we've been next. We are actively being hunted down. That's all I have to say.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Robert. Unmute yourself, Robert.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm just tired of hearing the notion that black people don't want to do any of the jobs that immigrants want to do. That's a myth that keeps going around in social media space, and it just needs to be dispelled. Black people will gladfully do anything that immigrants do. We have just fully assimilated into American society, so we have higher standards of living and higher standards of work. Shit, believe it or not, there are some black people, if you pay them high enough, they'll go out and pick cotton. So they are lowering our they're really hurting us. They think that that's some sort of selling point to accept them into the country when it's not. Also, the woman who overstayed her visa while she was a student, I think she should have been deported for that also. I have no leniency towards any immigrants who breaks any rules because us as Americans have so many rules that we have to abide by when we're traveling or whether we're in the country. We give too, they're just too entitled. You don't pay your car insurance, your full coverage car insurance for a month and they're ready to suspend your license. You know what I'm saying? You don't pay the taxes on your car, you don't have medical insurance, they're ready to fine you on your tax bill every year. We have so many rules we have to abide by. I don't feel sorry for them at all, and I land my plane.
And just to piggyback on that, just they always talk about the legal immigrant families being separated, and what about the kids? And this is such a disingenuous, frustrating argument, and I don't even know why black people buy into it. Like I said, if I'm with my wife and my son, and we're at a store and I decide to steal something from that store, they're not going to take me, my wife, and my son to jail. They will separate me from my son and take me to jail, and he will be without a father. So I'm not trying to hear this. Oh, they're separating families. They separate families every day from the Native American citizens. So why do we put the illegal above the Native American family? That's the question I have for that.
Go ahead, Cuddy.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off what bro said. Shit, they should have took the kids too. Man, look, you can't send me south of the border, man. My baby's got to come too. Why daddy ain't say that? Bring them too. Free ticket for everybody. Yeah, get on. Round them up, Trump. Round them up. And I'm going to land with that.
I agree with the statement about when Rakaya said she was here on her visa lapse, and so haphazardly, as if there should be no outrage about it. That's the problem, and that's the same mindset that the Latin immigrants have here. You snub our systems, you snub our rules. Follow the process. There are some Latin folks who are self-deporting because they don't want to be caught up in the mayhem. And I salute them. But it grinds my nerves to hear someone just act like it was just a light thing. It's a law, it's a rule, it's a process. Follow it.
And not only that,
I
I
get.
was go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'll wait, man.
No, I was going to say I get where y'all coming from, but to a degree, when they allow some people, especially some of those quote unquote dreamers, to stay for several years, you build here for 7 years, your children basically grow up here. I am semi empathetic towards that. Although you're correct, they should be uh, dealt with according to the law or whatever. But at the end of the day, when you allow people to stay there for several years, they integrate into the system, they pay taxes, they work, whatever, their children go to school, they're semi productive in the society. It's more complicated than you make it seem versus a person who just hopped over the border yesterday. It's not the same
What you're
dynamics.
failing to realize is that, so I'm in Los Angeles, and we have to
Hmm.
provide schools and housing and healthcare for the people that are here illegally. And until you're paying into that from a tax perspective, you have a different perspective on it. We're here having to provide for them. I have plenty friends in my circle who are teachers. In order to get their parents to come to some of those parents to come to the schools for parent teacher or for them to disseminate information, they have to give them a bag of food. Who's paying for that?
Hmm.
Taxpayers. I mean, so like I understand, and I'm not against children and what their parents did and getting them here illegally. But what I'm saying is that there are consequences that are hurting Americans for them being here. That's what I'm saying. And if
And
Should,
anybody,
and
should,
pardon?
what's up, man?
and there's an entitlement attitude too. Like I don't know if I was watching Fox or CNN today, but they arrested one illegal immigrant in LA for throwing a Molotov cocktail at the police. Now, just imagine how entitled you have to be to come to a foreign country and behave in such manner like that, or even come to a foreign country and protest. Like I'm telling you, man, anytime I travel outside of America, I respect the foreign country's laws. I'm not trying to get in with it. I'm flying low because I don't have this entire attitude. Well, I'm American, so I'm gonna tell y'all what's what. Because I know these foreign countries don't play. The problem is, and I would agree, before Trump, yes, the Republicans and the Democrats allowed this to get this bad. And unfortunately, when things get this bad, you're going to have to use some extreme unorthodox methods to take care of it. And I remember yesterday they said one of the panelists was like, well, some American citizens may get caught up in it. And that may be true. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a small percentage. And, if you're born in America, you should have a social security number that you should have you should have an ID. It shouldn't be hard to identify yourself and be like, oh, okay, this is an American. But I mean, these measures have to be taken because these people are so entitled. They've never been challenged like this, and that's why they're all out on the street protesting. You see these white liberals protesting, and the one thing I can say about white people is that what if the white man wants to sit there and continue to protest, and I'm gonna specifically talk about the white liberal, and their race get wiped out, then that's on them because I'm seeing it's interesting when I see these white liberal women fight for things that hurt America policies, and they're fighting for illegal immigration. I'm at the point where serve y'all white asses right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't fighting. You got half of your population working to just open the borders for the entire world and destroy the economy. So it serves y'all right. So at some point, the white man himself is going to have to stand up and handle this illegal immigration issue, and then handle the white liberal man and woman. And once they start fighting, I really think black folks should sit out of that one.
Darren, can I come in?
Yeah, go ahead.
But can I say something real quick?
So,
Go ahead, go ahead.
someone was talking that people here that have been here for 20 years or 30 years, and they're deporting them. It based on what you put on your immigration application, right? There are a lot of West African. When the Civil War broke out in Sierra Leone and Liberia,
They were lying. Like, I know some Ghanaians were saying they
right,
were Liberian, and Liberians saying they were Ghanaians. And yeah, go
right.
ahead.
So most of them apply for Sierra Leone. If they deny them, then they go and apply for as Liberian. If they deny them, then they go apply as Somalis. So because of that, you get a green card. But in the process of getting your citizenship, they will go and, because at that time you had your fingerprint on the high paper, right? And now everything is computerized. So they will go and run your fingerprint and show you all the different nationalities that you apply for. Like, I have a friend of mine that I applied almost 5 different times from different countries. They show all his fingerprint, and they kept him for almost like a year before they deported him. So it's not to say they can just see, oh, you've been here for 20 years, they get deported. It's based on what you put on your application, right? It's the same thing that was following the lady from Minnesota, lady from Somalia. I think she's one of the Congress lady. She put something on her immigration application, and that been following her for some time. So it depends on what you put in your application. They don't just deport you because they want to deport you. They check your application process and see what you put on it. If you apply for your citizenship, they're where they will catch you. And when you get caught, they will deport you. So they don't just deport people just like that. And it's illegal again to come through the border, no matter what. If you come through the
That's true.
border, you cannot get or settlement here, no matter what. They cannot grant you political asylum and anything like that. It's totally illegal. It's on the document. So I'm not speaking because they deporting some Africans, but the reality is at this time nobody have reason to come here. And I have friends that we came here together, but they regretted why they came here. There are people who have, make life better for themselves back home, and they are successful right now. And the one that I came here, they regret it a lot because you have to go through a lot to make it in America. So it's just the
You gotta
matter
start
of
over.
what social media is selling to people out there, and when they see those pictures, it's people go to Times Square. When they come here, they go to Times Square, they take pictures. They go to the place like Apollo in Harlem, they see a picture where Michael Jackson used to dance. So everybody want to come, but when they come, they regret. But most of them have gone back. Some of them were smart, they didn't give up their job. Some of them were smart, they didn't get rid of their businesses, and they went back very quickly. So this is not affecting African that much. Things have changed a lot back home compared to before, but I'm 100% supporting Trump for the fact that he deporting the Latinos. They just don't like black people. That's the reality. Dan, I will give you the experience that I told you that I was working with David Yeoman as a senior financial analyst. They will come and clean everybody at cubicle. They will take garbage out, but they will never clean my spot. I have to go to HR to complain, to fire some of these guys. So that's how much hatred they have for black people. So I'm 100% supporting what Trump is doing. I didn't vote for Trump. I voted for Kamala Harris, but I like most of the things that he's doing right now. But thank you.
So if you had a chance to do over, would you vote for Trump?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Yes. Yes. If people saying that he's going to come after black people, Yeah, but they're not going to come after you if you don't do anything illegal, right? Specifically, coming through the border is just illegal, totally illegal, right? People,
Yeah, man. Yeah,
it's
it,
the
Can I?
law. It's in the law.
Can I?
Yeah.
But the sister brought up Move, right? Move was complained on by fellow black residents, right? The black residents were complaining to the police about Move, about the what they were doing, the activities. It was like, in a sense, they were the one reporting. In the sense of the immigrants and the criminals, in those other groups, why didn't they start with the criminals of the other groups, such as the Mexicans and whoever else? Why would they start with the working class people? That's number one. And number two, there's talks of a Rwanda deal. What do you think is behind that talk between Rwanda and Uganda with the Trump administration?
Well, I brought Move up from there's been some talk this week about, what's happening being unconstitutional. And so I'm not sure bombing a house within a residential area that impacted another 50, 60 houses is a constitutional method of getting access to people that you're coming after. That's why I brought it up.
That's true, but I'm saying the people who was complaining about that group was the residential people in that area.
Yeah, and look how they got impacted too, because their houses were decimated.
That entire community got burned down.
Yes. And
Didn't they
still the
drop bombs
approach
on
was
them
not
from the planes,
constitutional,
right?
is
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
dropped
saying.
bombs on them. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
happened in Philly. That was up there in
Yes.
Philly, right?
Yes. So not I'm not talking about, whether it was warranted or not to go after them. The point
No, I'm not even
was,
saying it was warranted. I'm saying the target was put on them by their
I hear
neighbors.
you, completely hear you, but I'm not sure if you're hearing the purpose of me bringing it up. I hear you regarding who complains, but the method of going after the people. Here, people are being pulled out of churches and wherever, schools, and I saw people at a car wash being arrested yesterday here in LA, but um, there are no bombs being dropped on them. They're not being shot. There are no German shepherds being put on them. They're being caught and cuffed and have an opportunity to eventually get representation if they can afford it. The folks in the MOVE community were killed. So if
Bombs
we're going
from
to talk about a
planes.
constitutional approach, then Black folks have undergone unconstitutional methods for years and continue to do so, is all I'm
That's
saying.
true. That's very true. That's very true. That's very true. But again, I'm not trying to say black people should be going out protesting. I think they shouldn't. And I think even the methodology that they're utilizing is putting a target on their back as in their community. So it's stupid for black people to go follow them and do the same thing because they're already being vilified and typecast in the media as criminals, as this,
Yeah.
as that, as violent. So to go there and to follow them for what? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm just trying to say that the administration shift it's proposed like when he was advocating and running for election he basically said that there's a particular group that he's going to go after first and I'm seeing him grab people from work. I'm like that's kind of contradictory to what you was preaching
yeah,
during your
but
campaign.
let me ask you,
And as a person who
but does it
voted
matter though?
for him,
But does
it does
Go
matter
ahead.
because I voted for him in the sense that that's what he's going to do first. So the primary, because I think he has a target goal of maybe 2 million, 3 million, and the primary people that he's trying to get out is people who are just basically bringing down the society, not working, not doing what they're supposed to do, criminals, gangbangers, stuff like that, from these immigrant groups that are illegally here. So I wanted to see that being a primary focus
Well,
first. You
I
know what I
can
mean?
say
But
I'm here and we're under a curfew downtown. I think it's a 3 mile radius of downtown, which is so vague. They still haven't like given specific coordinates for streets. But from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. for the next 30 days, we're under a curfew. There are productions and sporting events and restaurants and a whole slew of companies that are being impacted by this, by people who are going down during those hours, who were going down there to loot. And, they aren't the best of the immigrant population, yet they are impacting people who have invested in, companies and businesses, trying to make a living in the US. And some of them might even be immigrants who will be
Exactly.
impacted for the next 30 days. Yeah.
Says God bless. I hope you stay safe. But shouldn't they have started with those type of criminal-minded individuals from such community rather than starting with people in the workplace? Some of those
Yeah, I'm waiting
individuals
for them to
had
go
no
to South
respect.
Central. Absolutely.
That's what I'm
I want to
saying.
see,
So
absolutely. You know, what I am seeing is some of the areas, the little small towns, small areas where they do have a mayor that surround the downtown area, and they are Hispanic. I'm seeing a lot of the people being gathered up in those little small communities. So it's sending a huge message, you know. Um,
Yeah,
but they're
this
not
has
going to
to
South
happen.
Central.
Yeah, but this has to happen. I know it seems cruel, but we got to send a message to the world, man. You can't come over, even if you are working. It's still the problem is you came here illegally, man. We are the
I get you. I
nation of
get you.
laws or not, man. We are the nation of law, and yes, it is kind of sad, and that's why I'm saying I can low key. You know, if I was compassionate, you know, we can.
Sorry, sorry.
No. What I'm saying is, if there's compassionate, like I said, if I had some compassion, let's say, we kind of make a huge dent on the legal immigration population. If these jobs still can't be filled, hypothetically, then we can probably think of a way to kind of bring some back, like, but we have to send a message, man, because right now the America has two different, we got dual messaging going around. We got the United States president along with the Republicans saying, we're a nation of laws, don't come here, you'll get deported. But then you got the Democrats saying we are an open border, this is stolen immigrant land. So, there could be other countries are listening to this. And the legal immigration population, they may just be sitting around and then waiting until a Democrat gets in and then swarm the border again. So, I mean, I'm sorry, man. We got to be strict, harsh. Unfortunately, you're going to have to instill fear. And I know it's not compassionate, but it has to happen because we got to send a strong message to the world that you cannot take advantage of this country. I mean, you got foreigners coming here. And just think about the optics of this. You're waving your Guatemalan and your Mexican flag while telling American people you want to be a part of the American experience, but then burning the American flag. Now, I don't
Yeah,
get all
that was out
riled
of
up
line.
about
That was out
that.
of line.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
Now,
was out
I
of
don't
line.
get all
Yeah.
riled up, but I
Man, they
can't do that
vandalized
in any other
Kobe
country.
mural.
Yeah, you cannot do that in any country. I think they will kill you in any country if you're a foreigner and you're bold enough to burn the flag. It just gives a sense that what, get your ass up out of here. Like ICE, do your worst. They're not helping the quote unquote good illegal immigrants with their behavior. They're just not, man. And this is why a lot of Americans like me and others are like, just get them out, just get them out. And yes, I will concede that if we're gonna have some type of compassion, and even if we're like, okay, we need to keep a small minority to like really work these hot fields because no one is working on it. Fine, I can concede to that. If we were to negotiate with the Democrats on that, and then get rid of like 3/4 of them, and just keep a very small number to do the very small jobs because they have been very productive. Fine, I can concede to that.
No, send all of them back. Hey,
Yo,
can
yo,
I?
T,
I'm gonna
T,
pick it.
T.
Can I pick it back off
Oh,
T?
go
Let me
ahead, go
pick
ahead,
it
go ahead,
back
go
off
ahead.
T real quick. Hey, let me. The reason I say it's a civil war going on, because y'all gotta remember through history, because this what made, when T said he don't see the KKK, this what made me think back in history. It's two flags in America. The flag that the world sees is the red, white, and blue with the 50 stars. That's the North. And then you have another flag. It's called the Confederate flag. That's the South, or the rebel flag. See, whenever you ride through the South and you see that rebel flag, that's your sign that the KKK is very close to you. Yeah, you under the radar. So let me, clear that part up when people say they don't see the KKK. All you gotta do is look for the rebel flag, baby. If you in the South, especially in Texas, bro, I know for a fact you have seen that rebel flag.
I have.
So that's, hey,
I'm not gonna lie on that. I have.
That's your KKK right
But
there. See,
bro, you could. I understand what you're saying. I'm not going to debate that's KKK or not. They are not rolling up in black neighborhoods, protesting, lynching Negro.
no,
They don't bother us. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never dealt with a Confederate card carrying white man, and he just called me an N-word out of nowhere and just was being extremely racist. I've never had that experience. And a lot of black people. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, the Confederate flag here. And cake, it's not even a talk amongst black people.
I
But I'm
know
telling you,
But
we
Confederate
T, they
flag
all
is
know
moved
here.
about
from
these
burning
immigrants, though.
crosses. They're now
But we all know about these
Conservative, bro.
damn
institutional.
immigrants,
That's
though.
that's the Democrats. The ones that the founders of the Democrats are the rebels, the South. See, you got to
Yeah,
take,
yeah,
when you talk
but bro,
Democrats and Republicans, you got to take it back through history, to the Civil War.
bro,
The
black folks are
Northerners
thriving down
wanted to
here, bro.
industrialize, and the Southerners wanted to keep working the plantations. The
Hold on,
Democrats
Black
in the
people are
South.
thriving in Texas, bro. Just go
Oh
to
yeah, you
can
gonna
Houston,
thrive. Yeah,
Loki is
slaves.
about to be another Atlanta, to be honest with you.
I was gonna
Houston is
say I'm
thriving,
good.
They're
bro.
slaves.
I got
Yep.
Dallas
Loki to
is
have.
too, man. Like black folks got money out here. Like we're not complaining, even the liberal black folk. So I'm sorry, man. That's that perception that people from Texas don't have. Like they think, oh man, you in the South, you got to worry about this. Nobody worried about that. In fact, it's so
Oh
good
no.
in Texas. There are black folks from California, New York, Illinois. We get Negroes from all over this country leaving these blue states to come live in these Confederate state of Texas. They like the Texas. They're
They're
not
leaving. They're
bothering
coming
black
back.
cheap,
people out here.
cheap
If it
living.
was, we would
Cost
have
of
got our
living cheap.
asses up out of here a long time ago.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they conservative. They not gonna come in your face and
Right.
oh, I'm gonna hang you and all that. No, they turn it to the Democrats. They conservative, bro. So you
Bro,
gotta look at the
And they
I
KKK
don't
they
agree
how
with
they
practice
that,
talk.
man.
institutional
I do not
racism. They
agree
no
with
longer
that,
have to
man.
burn a cross in
Yeah,
your yard.
yeah. I'm just
That's
saying
They're
right.
over
blocking
Then
that
time we
okay,
gonna
if
promotion
let
it's
it
so
and
bad,
fall.
that.
why are there black folks from all around the country coming here? Like you don't understand.
The
They are
cost of
leaving these
living,
quote
bro, is
unquote
cheap.
lovely non-racist states like California and in even Atlanta
Cost
and
of
living in
living.
places like Dallas and Houston.
It's cheap to live in Texas, bro.
Yeah, I'm
That's all.
from
Exactly, bro.
I'm from
And they're
Atlanta.
living
You
good.
can't pay me. Couldn't pay me to move back.
So look. So does a black
Because
person put racism up first or the
No,
economic situation?
no, the economic situation. I was just speaking on it because you say you can see Confederate flags. I mean, I'm
I
not
got you,
saying that
man.
it
I got
affects
you. I
us,
got you. I
Hey,
but
got
hey,
you.
can I
it
throw a
don't
question
affect us.
at you?
Texas is good, but yeah, see, but what's going on right now? Main thing we gotta do is pay attention. I agree with everything you said, bro. I agree with everything everybody's saying. Even the lady that overstayed her visa, she know how to duck the police. So I gotta salute her on that. At least she got her money up and paid for it. You know what I'm saying? But everything everybody's saying, man, I'm totally in agreement with. Yeah, we got to stay out of that because, like I say, they fighting in the big house. Let them fight. Let us continue to do our thing because you never know what type of benefit will come from this. Because for once, the attention is not all the way on us. They got to worry about the problem they set up because they like to get high in the White House. Look at the last administration. Didn't Hunter Biden, wasn't he a dope fiend, baby? Look at Hunter Biden. So you know we had dope fiends running the country. The Democrats want the dope to keep coming in, and they don't care who bringing it. The Republicans like, no, we got to put a halt on this. So they fighting in the big house. That's why Trump say he got to drain the swamp. So while they fighting amongst each other, you know how they do us use divide and conquer. We got to figure out how we could benefit while they fighting amongst each other up there. And they then brought the Mexicans in. Now they trying to bring us in. So now we need to fall back because we could capitalize off they beef they got going on in the big slave house.
I
So
totally agree with that. That's the conversation we should be having instead of we
yeah,
need a joiner. I totally agree, man, I lost my point. I was going to piggyback on something that you said, and I completely lost my point.
I,
Someone
I
else can say something.
I would say
are
don't
you good,
even
bro?
follow, everything you see in the media because just last month, mid-May, uh, Gavin Newsom put a freeze on access to Medicare for illegal immigrants. So while he's out here telling Trump, you know where to find me, you can come arrest me, blah, 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 he put forth legislation to impact the lives of illegal immigrants. So they want him out too at all levels. Mayor Bass wants him out too. She's trying to get ready for World Cup. She's
Yeah, they
trying to get
fight.
ready for the Olympics. She said it on the news earlier this week that instead of Trump sending those troops, she'd like and spending the money for that, she'd rather the money be spent to get ready for World Cup. So
Look at
they want to
Auntie
clean up the city.
Maxine. She talking all that junk, and she got the poorest district in all of California.
Right.
She don't need to be on.
And
She
those are
don't
her
need to be on TV
constituents.
talking about nothing.
You wouldn't expect her to do anything differently because those are her constituents. We haven't lived
Yeah.
in her
Hey,
district
hey, are
in forever.
Latinos? Because it's frustrating when you see black people over these illegal immigrants and fighting them, like fighting for them, like the mayors, like Karen Bass of LA or Brandon Johnson of Chicago. Are Latinos voting them in majority? And it seems like black people are
No,
supporting it because
Yeah.
that's what it
yeah.
seems like.
And you gotta understand in California, specifically LA, like Maxine Waters and Karen Bass, Latinos are their base.
Yep.
It's just
Wow, wow, that's
black people
crazy.
are just yeah, black people were just loud, but Latinos are their base.
See,
And
and we should be.
Maxine's job is to control the finances. Also, that's another thing y'all got to pay attention to. They messing up her bag. Her job in Congress is to control the finances of who get what money. Keep that in mind too. Her
And see
bag
that
being messed up.
and this is a problem, and we should be, and that's what I'm saying, as black people, we should low-key be happy about this because we don't even have the numbers, is what it's looking like, to put black people in. If someone's black who gets in to even do our agenda, because if we're elected, well, if other races are electing black people to make it look like these black mayors are for us, because these black mayors do talk about black power, black rights, blah blah blah, but they absolutely ignore us. That to me is a major problem. Like I can't see a situation, I'm trying to think of a situation where black people are like the majority, and then we put some Asian in, and then that Asian completely sells out their community in favor of black people. I can't see that happening. So yeah, I think what black people need to do is either be quiet or be loud against these black mayors. The one thing I do respect about Chicago is Chicago. The black folks there are cussing out Brandon Johnson, letting people know that he don't represent them and calling him a coon and a sellout. I think
Boy,
that's what has to happen with Maxine Waters, and that has to happen with Karen Bass, man. We cannot, as a community, just watch these black folks get elected and act and talk like how we talk, but then sell us out for other groups, man. That's got to be punished, actually. Like, it's frustrating that it's happening.
treason.
Well,
That's
I live
treason.
in Karen Bass's former district before she became mayor, and she did a lot for us, representing us, especially during COVID, and making sure we had information and access to the resources that related to COVID. Now, as the mayor, I don't feel the impact at all. It's just too big of a city. Um, but she's going through it, and I doubt she'll run. If she, I mean, I don't. She won't make it if she runs again. It's the things that happened with the fire. It's a wrap for her. It's a one term for her.
Will California ever just give a Republican governor a chance? Is that
I doubt
even
it.
in the future or no?
I
No, they
doubt it.
already did. They did
Who
with
was it?
Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger was
Oh, that's
Bro,
right.
that was
That's
like
right.
years ago, bro. I'm
Yeah.
talking, and of course he's an anti-Trump youthist Republican. I'm talking about, like, if they get like a Ron DeSantis type in
Maybe.
California, because California, let me tell you about. I've been to California. California is a beautiful state. Like, I live in Texas, and I'm like, yo, California is fun, is jumping. It's incredibly expensive, but it's a beautiful state, and I just think it is financially being mismanaged. Like, that should be like the number one state. Like, it's unfortunate because people are leaving, and the leadership, they're just too socialistic. They want to give everyone free things, all these social programs. Everyone's rent is going up, and then they want to give illegal immigrants all these social services and services Americans get. And I just think it's poorly mismanaged. And I promise you, I think if y'all get some conservative, fiscal conservative guy who's good with the economy, that state could be just the best state in this country, in my opinion, because it is a beautiful state still.
I agree. With the largest GDP, I mean, we have GDP of some countries, and
California,
there are
man, got
some
their black
Republican
queen.
bases. Simi Valley, Orange County, parts of Orange County, are run like Republican areas and cities. But largely, I doubt it. I doubt it.
And the people in that state are healthy, and I say that because I notice, I talk to people from California. They are really into health and fitness because they live near the beach. So like they got some healthy people there. It just I don't know how that liberal mindset infected that state because it's like I know the people see the poverty and how expensive it is, and it's quite shocking that they will still go and vote for a Democrat. And
Well,
I
I
know they're
recommend
upset with
families
this
get together.
transgender stuff.
I recommend families get together, school age kids, because if you live in the state for 2 years, you qualify for free um, college education, at least community college. I recommend families
That's
plan it
good.
out and come over and take advantage of that. I mean, two families come together, buy a duplex, whatever it takes. Maybe your child is in the ninth grade, 10th grade. Come over and get this education and get access to the state schools, Cal State, of course, the University of California, and take advantage of the education. Don't suffer in your state. Find a way to make it happen. It's
But
expensive, but it's doable.
is
It's
it
doable.
true? Now, I'm talking about the social issues. Is it true that if your child comes out as a transgender and you tell them, no, you're not a girl, you're a boy, CPS could get called on you?
Say that. Say that again.
Can you, if your child is a boy, now this is what I heard, and they say, you know what, mom, I'm a girl, and you say, no, you're a boy, they can call CPS on you and take your child away.
That I'm not
No,
aware of. I
yeah,
think
what
the child can get access to health services without parental, but
yeah,
I
what
don't know
they
about being
That's
taken. Go
crazy
ahead,
still.
yeah,
Doctor.
Okay.
what they passed. So if say your child goes to school and says, hey, you say your child's a girl, or say your child's a boy and he goes to school and he tells the teacher that he wants to be a woman, that they don't have to notify the parents.
And the teacher can then recommend your child be put on hormones without the parent.
Well, I don't know if it
Okay,
goes that
Jesus
far,
Christ,
but
that is
they
crazy.
don't have, like, so say you're
God.
again, not saying it's your child, but say
Okay,
just a son or somebody's son goes to a school in the LA area. I think but Newsom passed it. So they go to school and they're like, I want to be a woman. They could change in the bathroom, put on women's clothes, and live like that or be like that for the while they're at school, and the teachers can't tell the parents.
and they'll just go home and just deceive their parents. Wow,
Well, but T, did you see the
that is
situation?
wild, bro.
But T, did you see the situation with the Cali? So I ran track and I'm from California. The
Yeah,
high school state championship, they allowed a biological man to compete as a woman.
That's
I
crazy.
thought that Trump banned that, and
Well,
I
see, that's
thought
the thing.
that the Title IX, and they're not listening to it.
Yeah, so I think
Wow.
they just can't get funded, but that happened. But then they disqualified a girl who won the 100-meter dash for celebrating.
Oh yeah, yeah, I heard about that, and it's things like that in California. People like you're taking away parents' rights. For a state that says, we care about women and girls, except when a guy stomps them in sports and in their locker rooms and watch them shower. Like I saw a video on YouTube where I don't know if this was in San Francisco, it was somewhere in California where a bunch of women were complaining that a trans man was in there butt naked, and those little spas where everyone gets in, and he's just out there, and they
Yeah,
got little
yep,
little
yep,
girls,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
sided with the trans, and I'm like, it's
No,
stuff like this that.
but the trans got arrested. But you saying that they ended up siding with him?
Well, you know what? I need to find that video. Yeah, the business was like, we believe in equal rights and blah blah blah. But my thing is this, man. Like when people are seeing that in California, it's almost as if it's like, are they tired of that, or it's just like, you know what? We're gonna deal with this because we don't want no racist Republican in office. Because it's just wild to me. Because that's why many people are leaving California, because it's not only the economics that's crazy, it's these damn social issues. And it's just I'm trying to understand why would Californians continue to put up with this. That's and then you got all these protests with all these illegals, and now they're waving other flags and burning, looting businesses. I'm like, I don't get it, man. Is the liberal brainwashing or the mindset that strong that you just ignore all these other factors?
I mean, the metro area is so large. You just can be in your own world. Like literally this weekend, when the troops were being deployed here, the National Guard members, I had no idea until 10 o'clock Saturday night when someone from the East Coast reached out to me and asked me if I was okay. So I'm like, well, what is going on? And they had to inform me.
Whoa.
The metro area is so big and you get in your own world. I was in Gardena at an outdoor event at someone's home, so I didn't see any flyovers or I didn't hear any sirens or, it's just so big. It's
Let me
not
ask
a
you.
little small town where
Let me
the
ask you
news is
because
on.
you live
Yeah.
in. I was asking because you live in California. What if you? Just speaking of the average black person, do they see illegal immigration in LA as an issue, or are they just like cool with it, or are they like, yo, man, this is too many of them out here. We got to do something. Like or does that conversation even come up?
I mean, it doesn't come up. It doesn't come up in my circle, so I have to speak at it from that point. So, people in my circle are not necessarily going up against that population for employment or seeking the housing in the same kind of neighborhoods. Where we talk about it is from a legislative perspective in terms of, access to services that we in turn pay for. you know Many of us live in neighborhoods and your property taxes go towards the schools, and our kids are either grown or moved on, and so we're talking about where our taxes are going to, and what services we're providing for, and do the children represent us that we're supporting. But from a competing for jobs or competing for zip codes and that kind of thing, in my circle, we aren't impacted. We simply are not. So it's not a conversation from that perspective. It's about how is it hitting my pocketbook in terms of me paying for their services. And so that's how I know that Newsom had put forth the legislation to freeze Medicare services for illegal immigrants, because someone in my circle told me about it, because that's the
Well,
kind of things
okay,
we're watching.
okay.
Can
My
I
last
can I ask
question.
a
So
quick question?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because y'all talking about the youth. I don't want to forget it. I'm about to hop off. I gotta go to sleep. I work overnight. But my main point that I was going to try to align it with, because it's about to be the summertime. The youth is about to be out, 15-year-olds all the way up to like 25-year-olds, right? Do you feel that they may be targeted with the new law and order kind of agenda in America? And do that encompass what this title is talking about in terms of you being next? Can they target the young black youth in the summertime due to the fact that they're going to be out and about, right? So is that a situation in which can apply, arrests, stuff like that? You know what I mean?
But
Because
don't they
kids
already
go
do
out, they
that?
party. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
they
But I'm saying
already
it's
do that.
it's strict. No, there's new curfew laws enacted in different states like D.C., parts of Jersey, uh, that was talked about before this curfew even hit California due to the protests, right? So they have a youth uh, curfew, right? That's one.
Yeah,
Certain
that's the
stores are
reason I was
banning them.
going to
Like you go to
house early.
Brooklyn,
You
you go to
already a
Target
target,
in
little
Brooklyn.
brother.
Yeah, but I'm saying you go to Target in Brooklyn, they already banned the youth. I went to McDonald's in Brooklyn, they banned the youth from there, right? But some of the stores in Philly is doing the same thing. Some parts of New Jersey doing the same thing. So is that aligned for a new crime bill, right? So these are different questions I was throwing at you, but I think you guys overlooked. And plus, there's a new talks with Uganda and Rwanda for prison deals and new housing deals. I
Yeah,
want to understand what is your
that,
perceptions of that, because I see that is I love the fact that we're thinking more black agenda in America and in Africa, which is
that,
beautiful. But we also got to look at what can encompass, because some other groups are also plotting on black people as a collective: African Americans, Haitians, Jamaican Americans, Nigerian American, Ethiopian American. So what can come about, especially summertime? You know, what do you guys think? I won't leave throw the question there. I'm gonna leave it there.
I'm gonna let me answer, little bro. Little bro, for one, what's going on with Rwanda and Uganda? don't worry about the prison situation. What you need to worry about with Rwanda and Uganda, you know how eBay is the young revolutionary. See, the two presidents of Rwanda and Uganda are old school revolutionaries. You know, when they mention all the revolutionaries from I can't remember all their names off the top, but the dude from Ghana and all these the guys that got killed. See, Kagame and Museveni, those are old school Pan-Africans. You know, they even though they are dancing with the devil, cutting deal, they playing both sides. They doing deals with China and Russia, and they doing deals with America and Europe. But these two OGs, yeah, they ain't nothing to play with. They got their stuff in line. Like the Ugandan president, he getting ready to go. So what he doing right now is grooming a guy named Bobby Wine. See, when they was
No,
having all
he
the
got beef. He got beef with Bobby Wine. He got a son. His son is
no,
the
it's
head of the
not beef.
military.
It's not beef. Listen, then why is Bobby Wine? Why is his party? Why did they take half the government? This is what I'm telling you. Don't listen to what you hear the white people
You
tell
you
you.
don't, you don't see his son. His son is the
He's
biggest thing
grooming
there.
Bobby Wine to take the country. He just wanted to make sure Bobby Wine was not a puppet of America and the West. He wanted to make sure Bobby Wine, the leader of the youth of Uganda, is gonna take lead and lead Uganda in the direction that it's going right now. That's what's going on in Uganda. Don't pay attention to that. We see when young folk don't listen in Africa, you get your ass whooped. So he got what you look at with Bobby Wine. He got a good ass whooping. Now he's in place to take over the country. Bobby Wine and Museveni's son. So that's what you got prepared for with Rwanda and Uganda. And Kagame is preparing his son, who went to school, military school in America. He's preparing his son to take over along with other officers that they're training the youth to keep the Pan-African going. So don't believe everything you hear America and the West say. This is what's really going down on the ground. And see, those two presidents, they are mentors to eBay, Tichiani, and Goita, the big three of the AES. See, it's a conglomerate and a righteous revolution that's taking hold in Africa right now that a lot of people, they speaking on, but a lot of them don't really understand. God is putting his pieces in places. This is divine intervention taking place. You know, I got to go spiritual right quick on you. But other than that, to leave that Africa situation, don't worry about that unless you come into Africa. What you got to worry about is, yes, you every day you go out the house, you got a target on your back, my young brother. Yeah, you are on the slave plantation when you are in America. This is what a lot of people got to realize. And what's going on right now in America is a civil war. They just got the Latins riled up. That's why you hear the news trying to get black people to come out. Why the black people not involved? Why are they trying to hype us up to come in so we could come in and get our head bust too? No, black folks need to sit this out, sit back and let them knock each other off. And then we could take the country. See, this is the best thing God could do for Black America because Black Americans can't seem to get it together. So while they fighting it out, the majorities of the country, the ones that's running the government, which is the Latin and the white supremacy, let them knock each other off. And then when they numbers get low, then we come in and we take the country. We ain't even got to bust a sweat. That's all Black America got to do. And I'm going to land with that.
I would say those programs, those curfews are actually inherently saving our kids' lives.
Yep.
I know here, and I was just in Atlanta, home, quote unquote, there's summer programs for employment that I saw here and there, lifeguard, and some were tech, some within city government that provided transportation and all of that. So those are the things I would say we could get our kids into. And at the time of those curfews, they should be at home in bed, getting ready to get up to go, get those skills that nobody can take from them. We need to be funneling them into trades, plumbing, electrical, all of those things. So this is the perfect time to focus them and to use the mayhem that's going on as a way to encourage them to focus on self and skill building with these trades that they can turn into an enterprise of their own.
Yep.
All right, guys. Links in the chat room if you want to call in and add to the conversation. You're more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. Again, link is in the chat room. Let me read this super chat. Emma spawned a gaming thing for $2 holla. Nobody cared about the Haitians. Hold on, why's my link not going through? No, that's weird. My link's not. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you,
we
bro.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. My link's not the link's not posting.
You probably done broke the internet, bro. Everybody
Nah.
talking on this topic been breaking the internet. I seen a dude, he got, just because he was covering the riots, he got like 1 million views. And as soon as he hit 1 million, boy, they shut his whole thing down.
That sucks.
Just for the topic. I guess he shut the algorithm down. He say, boy, I can hit 1 million views. He say, shit, y'all thinking y'all hit 1 million views, and I think he got like 50,000 likes or something like that just for covering it live. So yeah, them good old boys, yeah, they been, man, shoot. Man, we got to watch them. Keep the kids active.
All right, Zionist, thanks. I got to go back to my non-elite, whatever I was called yesterday life. I appreciate you always.
No problem.
Discussions. Take care. Bye.
Oh, no problem. Peace. All right, guys. I guess that sucks. I can't get the link, the post.
Well, the chat ain't even moving.
No, the chat is moving. Hold on, let me refresh the screen. Hold on, let me refresh the screen.
Let me see the chat. Okay, it's moving on this side. It's moving on
Yeah,
this.
man. You gotta keep it going, man. What's your opinion on that posted statement that was up there?
Well, what's that, bro?
I don't know. It was a statement. I think he said something about nobody spoke about the Haitians. Yeah, but like I said,
The link. Somebody ain't kept. I think he didn't cut it off. He said he about to refresh it.
Yeah, but on the thing that was on the screen, I think people cared, but it's overall like again Trump removed like the Haitian TPS. I think TPS for different groups, Venezuela TPS. So that's something that he didn't even talk about during his election. You see what I'm saying? So there's certain things that he's doing that he basically didn't touch on in his election. That's why I look at it like, okay, he just moving pieces. Like even like when he removed certain things about the museum, that's certain things he didn't even really mention on in the election. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it's like you respect him, you see what he's doing, but at the same time, you don't know what the hell he's gonna do next. That's just the overall premise of his whole you know you know his whole tenure so far. Because he only been here 5 months tops. And he's just been doing, a lot in 5 months, probably more active than Biden was in his first 5 months. So it's shocking, you know what I mean? But again, it's like, okay, we don't know what's gonna do next. We don't know what he's gonna do next. But we just gotta wait and see kind of attitude everybody dropping off. So salute to Donis, shout out to Kyler, support Kyler's show, etc. Salute to Donis, the Prince. I'm out, man.